What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another Pay-Per-Viewpoint edition of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast. This is the WWE NXT TakeOver San Antonio post show where we're going to be recapping what just transpired during the show, giving our thoughts about what just happened, and anything else that we want to talk about. Who are we? Well, I'm your host as always, Tony Mango, and joining me on the call is Sean Walker.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So, Sean, we were talking about this just a few seconds before when we were setting up our Skype and all that other kind of stuff. Your overall thoughts about it before we start digging deeper?
Meh.
I gotta agree. Overwhelming meh. There's two interesting things that happen, two supplemental interesting things that happen, but I still feel like this was an underwhelming show. And I know people right now are gonna be like, oh, Tony hates everything. Not saying that I hated it. Just, I've grown to accept a better standard for NXT TakeOver events, and I don't think that it really matched up.
Well, I gave the UK Championship an 8.5. I'd give this a 6.
Now, 6 still good in your book? Like, it's out of...
6 out of 10.
Yeah, I know some people kind of go like that 4, 5, and 6 are sort of the middle ones. Some people 6 is like still good. So, you know, it's different ranges for different people. I just tend to do a 7 scale more than a 10, but 6 out of 10 is not bad. I mean, it's not great or anything like that. And certainly this wasn't a great show, but I'm really disappointed when they take something and they put like they sort of like back end it a little bit. Like the beginning is the least entertaining stuff, because then we start getting to a point where we have to kind of like build up our energy back again.
Yeah, like I said, I was tuning out for like the first like half hour, 45 minutes. It was only, like I said, when you mentioned Seth Rollins in the group chat, I was like, oh shit, time to switch tabs from YouTube.
Yeah, that's the thing that really started to pick up the pace, because I watched the pre-show. Did you check out the pre-show?
I did check out the pre-show. Good old Peyton and Royce getting 2 awards.
She got 2 of them?
Yeah, she stole Asuka's best
right.
award.
Yeah, so what they did, if you did not catch the pre-show, they did the 2016 NXT Year-End Awards. Although they didn't do all of them. They didn't announce one of the awards. I've been checking everywhere to make sure that I didn't miss out on it, and nobody has any information about it. The NXT TakeOver Event of the Year Award, nothing. They just didn't do it. It's just like, I don't understand why, but okay.
They'll probably announce that on the next episode of NXT, probably.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to have another plaque thing made up and award it to nothing, because, you know, they can't give an event an award. Like,
well, they can give the stadium the award to hang up in their like Hall of Fame or some shit.
Yeah, they could do that. Or shit, they could actually no, they couldn't give it to Regal tonight because Regal was apparently absent. They said during the main event that Regal's gone because he was sick or something. So Matt Bloom was out instead. But shit, they could have given it to Triple H. He's there. And I'm not paying attention to the press conference thing that he's doing afterward. I never do, because it's kind of pointless. So maybe they're going to address it there. If they do, let us know in the comments below and whatever. We'll try to chime in on that. But they did announce most of the other ones. Well, all the other ones. They said that Peyton, Royce, and Billie Kay won the Breakout Star of the Year.
Which I agree with 100%.
It's hard to disagree with it. They definitely have taken things to a whole new level. Ember Moon is going to be great, but she's not quite there yet. And I can't even remember who else was nominated. Who else was nominated for that? We had
Eric Young's Stable.
No. Yeah, Sanity, no. And Andrade Almas, no. Yeah. Peyton and Billie, they would have got my vote.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Female of the Year award was Asuka, which makes sense. Again, she's undefeated. She's the champion. Hard to argue against that one as well. Although you would have gone with Peyton Royce.
I would have gone with Peyton Royce if she was nominated, but she wasn't nominated, so it's a fix.
I'm just glad that it wasn't like Bailey, or even worse if it was Nia Jax.
Oh god, could you imagine? Ugh.
No justification for that. Shinsuke Nakamura won both the Male Competitor of the Year and the Overall Competitor of the Year, which makes sense to me as well. I think, again, he was mostly undefeated. He was a 2-time champion. Now he's a former 2-time champion. I'll get to that in a little bit. So I would have gone with him. I think that makes a lot of sense. Again, it's not too surprising when they do these kind of things. His other people that were in Bailey and Nia Jax, we just threw them out there. Finn Balor wasn't really in the company, or for NXT at the very least, for the longest amount of time. Samoa Joe, he could have been a potential contender. Bobby Roode, not all the way in 2016. So pretty much came down to Joe and Nakamura for me, and Nakamura makes more sense.
Yeah, I suppose. Nakamura had to learn English, so.
Well, he's tried. He's slowly but surely getting there.
Slowly.
Better than,
doesn't mean he should get called up to the main roster though. Keep him down at NXT until he can learn to string a couple of sentences together, and then bring him up. That's what I see.
Oh, there's people on the main roster that can't do that still. Look at Kalisto. Good lucha thing. What else do we have? The match of the year was DIY versus the Revival from Toronto. I was surprised about that one. I thought they'd go Zayn Nakamura or Joe Nakamura.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. It should have been Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode. That was a glorious perfect 10.
That was nominated. Same
event.
It was
nominated. Yep.
I do agree, though, that the Revival DIY match was really good. So, I mean, if you go and you pick from, say, 10 great matches and you say which one's the best, it's hard to just sort of be like, oh, no, that one was the one was like a horrible upset kind of a thing. Sort of like what's going on with the Oscars this year. There's a lot of them that are good, and I want one in particular to win so far, but if a couple of the other ones win, I'm not going to be like, that's a travesty. Why didn't fucking La La Land win? You know, like that kind of a thing.
I was going to say, spoiler alert, La La Land wins everything.
It's nominated for 14 awards. That's the most amount of awards anything's been nominated for. It's not going to win them all, but it's going to win quite a bit. Kind of the Nakamura of this. It's like, yeah, we know it's going to win, so just fucking give it to it. But I'm also a little bit shocked, although not too much, that the Tag Team of the Year award went to the Revival. It should have, because they were like the staple Tag Team of the Year. But a lot of the times people just vote for their favorite babyfaces instead, and they would have gone with DIY, or they would have gone with American Alpha or something. So I'm glad people went with the Revival. They should. And this is from a guy that did not like the Revival from the longest time. So if I'm eating my words, everybody else can too. Mm-hmm. Especially if they've got like a little bit of salt and pepper on top. Man, I could go for some words right now. I'm starving.
Stop talking about food. It's 3:30 in the morning.
Oh,
nothing is open by me.
I ate dinner not that long ago, and when I was finished eating my dinner, I thought to myself, I'm still fucking hungry. And it's been hours since then. I'm just getting hungrier and hungrier. You can call me a hippo if you want, but I'm more of a mango. I'm in a weird mood today. The other thing that we had during the pre-show that's of note was Corey Graves announced that he's going to step down from NXT. This is the last event that he's doing the coverage for because he's got too many other things that he's doing. He's got 205 Live, he's got Monday Night Raw, he's got the other responsibilities, so he's not doing NXT anymore. And in his place, Nigel McGuinness.
Woo!
Awkward as hell tonight, though, during that pre-show, man.
Oh, you had to read off a teleprompter, didn't you? That's hard for anybody.
Well, it's a couple different times, Charlie would be like, and Nigel, what do you think? Or Corey would be like, what do you think about that, Nigel? And he'd be like, yeah. It was like, oh, shit. He's either got a huge amount of jet lag, or he is not confident at all at what he's doing, or he doesn't know what to do for sure, or whatever, and I was not a fan of his commentary skills during the UK tournament. Hopefully he steps up his game a little bit with NXT, but you got him and Percy Watson now. Tom Phillips is going to be like, damn it.
Tom Phillips is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to step away from this and just focus on SmackDown.
He'll be like, I sadly have to announce that I am also leaving. I don't have more things to do. I just don't want to be here anymore.
I just don't want to receive that second paycheck.
Yeah, he's like, I'm cool. I'll take that day off for those recordings. Percy Watson's not doing any better, man.
Oh god, no, he's awful.
I like him as like a guy that I really wanted to succeed before, but he's not improving, and at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if they canned him.
He sounds like Neil on a chalkboard.
Well, he too seems like he's just not all that confident in exactly what he's supposed to do, and I'm sure the job is hard. I know I couldn't be a commentator. I don't have the enthusiasm and the energy to be able to pull it off, but a lot of the times it's just sort of like they're waiting for him to talk and he's not saying anything, and then they're kind of prompting him to start speaking again. And I think the same thing's going to happen with Nigel McGuinness, because Cole did that quite a bit with him, just sort of like, hey, Nigel, how about you chime in a little bit? And then he'd be like, oh, yeah, I agree. That's also a good point.
Well, look at Byron Saxton, man. He was the same, and he still is.
Mm-hmm.
But then anybody's better than Mike Adamle, right?
At least Adamle was a fuck up. Like, where you knew that he was a fuck up, he knew that he was a fuck up, so it just became part of his character. At least with that, you can kind of like go along with the ride.
Good old Jeff Harvey.
What was the other thing that he had said too? Something else, like the type of a match or something. He always called those things the Adamle originals. I remember that.
Oh, God.
I liked him as GM. It was kind of fun. But our actual pay-per-view started off with Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young, which I like Eric Young to a certain extent. I like Ty Dillinger a hell of a lot more. You and I have been championing this guy for quite a while now, before it was cool, like we were saying.
Before it was cool, when he was a 9.
8, 9, around that range. We're going to still like him when he's an 11.
Yep.
But
when he makes that step up.
I just didn't get into this match at all.
No, I was more focused on Eric Young's tights. I was like, the fuck is he wearing? Is he wearing a skirt with a belt?
You know, I didn't really pay that much attention to that, but I, more than ever, cannot stand Sanity's theme.
Oh god, no, they need to change that shit. That was like somebody was anal raping my ears.
If it would just do the first part of it until the laugh, and then change into something else, I wouldn't be as opposed to it. But they rerun it, and they take so long to get to the ring and to have the next person come out or to just start the match, that it basically runs the same 15 seconds for like 2 straight minutes, and I cannot listen to that shit anymore. When Nikki Cross came out, I muted my TV. I was just like, I'm done with this. I can't listen to this tonight, because it's literally just... and it's like when you give a piano or a keyboard to a kid.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know how to play anything, so they just mash the keys over and over again. But if you were to record that, just set that to like shuffle.
That's what Jim Johnson did. He brought his grandkids in and just went, yeah, good nuts.
Oh, it's awful. There's three of the worst themes that they have in the company right now are in NXT, and that's that one, the Peyton Royce theme, and the Liv Morgan one.
I actually like the Peyton Royce theme.
I'm not a fan of that at all, but it's a hell of a lot better than the Liv Morgan and the Sanity one. Sanity is the worst. And then I would like their entrance if they had a different theme, because like the spotlight's kind of cool, and them acting all crazy is fine. But that theme is so ear-grating, and I cannot stand it. And then when they win a match, too, then I gotta listen to it again, and I'm like, oh, fuck, no, man. And I don't like Alexander Wolf, either. He's not getting too far with me. In general, I just kind of don't like Sanity.
No, I get that. I don't get the whole stable. I just don't get it. What's the gimmick supposed to be? Like, they're supposed to be like the K from TNA? Or something?
Was the K? I don't watch fucking TNA, so
the K is Abyss, Stevie something, and some
wasn't there a crazy oh god, what's her name is? It started with an R or something, right?
Yeah.
I never saw pictures of that, but yeah, it's hard to follow a promotion that you have no interest in checking out ever. Maybe it is, though. Maybe they were just like, let's try to do something like that, because they're not going for like a Wyatt family thing. They're not going for a Shield. They're not going for, certainly not something entertaining like a DX or Evolution or anything. So they're just going for crazy.
It just seemed like the K light to me, that's all. Even with the music.
Oh, there's some music like that too?
Something similar, yeah.
Hopefully it's not as fucking repetitive at the very least. God damn, man.
Mm-mm.
So Eric Young wins. Pinfall, a little bit of a distraction from Killian Dane. It's what they're calling him now, Big Damo. And Alexander Wolf. I don't know why the referee doesn't stop the match when Wolf gets into the ring, but, the referees tonight were basically just like, just fuck it.
Yeah, just whatever the fuck you want.
We had a whole section of that tag team match where all 4 men were in the ring, and it went on for like 4 minutes long, and the referee's just like, tags don't count in tag matches. Who gives a shit?
You changed the rules halfway through. It's like, it's tornado tag now.
Yeah, why not, right? It's NXT. Who's paying attention? I'm disappointed that Dillinger didn't win, but the fact that he didn't win means maybe he does show up tomorrow in the Royal Rumble. Maybe it's sort of like, well, we're going to give you the Royal Rumble spot, so you need to lose.
I can only hope. He better come out. I can picture it now. Number 10 comes out. The countdown comes. The fans are chanting 10.
Over. Like, they gotta do it.
And then Rey Mysterio comes out.
I don't know. I think it was Peter brought it up. He said The Miz should come out tomorrow with Daniel Bryan's music. I was like, man, that'd be great. I would love to just see the fans, like, you just hear, like, 3, 2, 1, and everybody's like, holy shit, and then The Miz comes out. It'd be fucking great. That'd be one of the best things of the night.
That'd be amazing.
And imagine if they do that for number 10, and they get the whole Ty Dillinger, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, and Miz all wrapped up in one. But I got a feeling maybe they'll do it. They're in the area, so there's no excuse to be like, well, he needed to ship out, the next day kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We don't have any kind of indication as far as the tapings go for any other direction that they're going to go, because they only did some matches with like Ember Moon, and they did a Tyler Bate match. Which
no. Tyler Bates. Every time.
Such a good song, but I did not catch that during the tournament at all. I got a feeling he's popping up in the Royal Rumble too now.
I hope so. I heard rumors that Pete Dunne is supposed to be appearing up in the Royal Rumble as well.
Dunne, I don't think will. They only have 8 spots left, so I think Joe has a good chance. Dillinger now has a good chance.
The four guys that I heard that are rumored were Tyler Bates, Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews, and Wolfgang.
Oh, I really can't see those other 2 going in. Tyler Bate, to me, is the only one I think that'll show up in there. You got Bate to try to draw in some interest for the UK show that they're going forward with. You got Seth Rollins, he'll pop up. Ty Dillinger, maybe Nakamura, but I don't think so now. I think that they're going to put that on hold. And then you still got a couple other people on the roster. I mean, we still have Kane, we still have Mark Henry, we still have Titus O'Neil. Like, there's a lot of different other people.
Yeah.
Good old Epico. So Dillinger loses. Hopefully this turns into a better thing tomorrow. If he comes out at number 10, the crowd will go fucking nuts. So I really hope that they stick to that. But you and I both not a big fan of that match, and I gotta say, it applied to the second match too. Andrade, Cien, Almas losing to Roderick Strong, which now I know it's Roderick, not Roderick. I've been saying it wrong. I like Roderick. I sort of am okay with Almas a little bit. Like, he needs to win me over a little bit more, but I think that there's a little bit of potential there. But I couldn't really get into it. It just was pretty lame.
Did not watch it. I was watching a 32-year-old male beat a 7-year-old on Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch event on YouTube.
Who did they pick?
I think the guy picked Yoshi, and I think the girl picked Bowser.
Well, that's her fucking fault. You don't pick Bowser. You pick, like, Toad or Shy Guy or... Luigi was always pretty good. Pick Luigi.
No, nobody picks Luigi. Luigi's fucking awful.
I used to go pretty far with Luigi back in the day. Back when those games were a hell of a lot easier than they are now.
I was a Mario boy all the way through until Double Dash, and then I changed it up to the Koopas.
Yeah, I can beat my nieces and my nephew. That's all that counts.
Yep.
As long as I can beat them, I don't care. So you didn't miss much. It was basically, I wrote it in my my review for this for my live thoughts. I mean, two indie guys go out, they wrestle a generic match. You don't really have anything to take away from it. A lot of people start going, "This is awesome." Meh, textbook meh. It's just there wasn't anything to it really. I don't know if it's because neither of them really has much of a personality going on right now. If I'm not connecting to them, I know that I'm not super tired, so it's not just that I was like exhausted and I couldn't get into it or whatever. But I'm sure some people are going to be like, "You're a fucking idiot. That was the best match of the night." Whatever. Power to you. If you think that was great, you had fun. Awesome. I didn't.
I know when I kept switching between tabs, they were always on the mat in a headlock, and I was like, "Oh, this is the match." Switch over back to the guy beating the 7-year-old kid. I'm watching her cry. It's amazing.
I do like Almas better as a heel, though. That's working out better. Him as a babyface, I certainly couldn't get behind. I was just like, this douchebag needs to get his ass whooped. It's like, now that he's a heel, it's like, yeah, I whipped that douchebag's ass. I'm actually going with the story again, you know? Although Roderick Strong, to me, he still seems a little unpolished in a way, kind of like, sort of like TM61, where like you put a different name on him and you tell me that he's a different guy, and I'm not going to tell much of a difference. They all kind of look alike.
Yeah, all indie guys do.
Yeah. Some of them are great. Some of them could be better. Some of them are real shit, and that's why they never make it to this point. I think Strong's got a future, and I honestly think he might be the next champion, but not until when's was it Houston, I think? Is the one before Survivor Series?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we're going to see a new champion. And I think that's going to be possibly Roderick Strong. It might be Ono. I don't know. He's looking a little big still, so you might not really give it to him. He might trade it for a box of donuts or something. I'm one to talk. That took us into the thing that we were mentioning earlier that really kind of made us wake up, which was Seth Rollins comes out and he's like, it's called TakeOver. Well, I'm taking this bitch over. Triple H, get the fuck out here. He didn't say fuck, but he should have. Triple H comes out. He does nothing except for stick a bunch of security guards on him.
Man, that one security guard with a blonde ponytail, fucking on point.
Why would
whenever the camera pans to him, he would hold his face.
Why would he be holding his face? I didn't notice that.
To sell the fact that Seth punched him.
Just like, ow, it still really hurts, like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the Asian guy was doing exactly the same thing as well. It was great.
I did notice that guy, but only for like a split second. So I didn't think anything of it. But now I might have to go back and check that out. If they're just like, he really punched me hard. Damn. Like, it took like 8 guys to hold him back or whatever. And this should factor into tomorrow night. The pre-show, without a doubt, is going to have some segment where he gets into the Royal Rumble at number 1. I guarantee it.
Is that a Tony Mango guarantee?
That is a Tony Mango guarantee. You can stamp something with it and notarize it.
If Tony is wrong, we all get free t-shirts.
Yes, you get all free. I got gameplay t-shirts. I just got a free t-shirt sent to me the other day, actually. I reached a point on TeePublic where they were like, hey, you do some good stuff. You want a free shirt? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, what do you want? I was like, one of mine. So they sent me a free Smark Out Moment shirt. I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'll wear that when I get tickets for the Royal Rumble or something, Royal Rumble's going to be in Philly next year. Awesome.
And definitely you can wear it to your conventions and whatever that you do.
Yeah. Might as well maximize the amount of potential that I've got with that instead of buying, I don't know, a t-shirt with like squirrel on it or something. So Seth Rollins should do something tomorrow night based off of what happened tonight. Maybe Triple H calls him out with Stephanie and they go like, you know what, you're an asshole. And he's like, well, put me in the match and, whatever. They're going to do something like that for sure. That's a guarantee. Actually, you know what? That did not happen at this point. I'm jumping ahead. That was after the tag match.
Now, see, another match I didn't give a shit about.
Now, I thought that was all right. I liked the outcome to it at the very least. Authors of Pain, new tag team champions. But I enjoyed it. It was a step up from the 2 matches that came before that.
I don't like the tag team name.
What, Authors of Pain?
Yeah.
It's better than DIY.
They don't seem like authors to me.
See, that's where they get you, because, it's kind of one of those things where it's like the best poets are hobos. Well, the best authors are
a big, strong,
Samoan dudes. Are
bouncer guys. Like, I don't fucking know. They can't speak English, so.
Good old Rezar and Achum.
But that powerbomb at the end, Jesus fucking Christ, just kill them all. Fucking, it looked like they sent him through the fucking moon.
I like how when they had them both up, that they clanked them together like glasses. It was like a toast or something, Hey, we're just going to tap our Gargano and Ciampas together and then just slam them down to the mat like they're nothing.
Fucking destroy them. They landed in the fetal position as well.
Now, I'll say right now, it's a good match, but it's not something I'm going to be adding to my list for the 2017 awards. One of those things where it was a necessary thing. The Authors of Pain have been booked as super dominant, and if they would have lost this match or they would have won by some kind of BS, it would have sort of taken away the momentum from them. So I'm good with DIY losing. They got their title reign. Now they can move up to, well, probably the 205 Live more than anything.
Yeah.
Although I think that they're probably going to stick around a little bit because they have no babyface tag teams right now.
I think the Revival might do a switch.
I'm thinking that they'll come up to the main roster.
Oh, God, no. No. There'll be Ascension 2.0.
Post WrestleMania, I think we're going to be seeing them show up on SmackDown. Although, if they do make them baby faces on NXT, that could work. Because TM61, they're out of commission for a little bit. Thorne is injured. Sanity are heels. And that's it. That's all you got. Well, the Bollywood Boys, but they're not going to amount to jack shit when it comes to the Authors of Pain. So maybe the Revival will. I don't know. I'd get behind Revival as baby faces.
Yeah, I can.
They can keep the same gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
No flips, just fists. Right in your face, Authors of Pain, that kind of a thing. Yeah, why not? And everybody likes saying yeah. They're very optimistic.
Yeah.
Don't you mean yeah?
Yeah.
All day, all night. Then we had the Seth Rollins thing, which we already talked about, so fuck talking about that again.
I am disappointed with that, though. We should get some fucking revenue money for that, because we invented Seth fucking Rollins, and they tweaked it to Seth freaking Rollins. So we should get some ad revenue for that shit.
Well, if they ever start monetizing the idea of him being a homeless cat and all the other shit that we added to him, then we know that there's a problem. They did make that one thing on the website, though, where they made him look like a cat, and that was very odd.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, really? You're going to go with making Seth Rollins a cat right after we're talking about this?
They've already stole the Neville level.
Oh, they already stole the sign that Angie and Kaylen brought to SmackDown.
What do you reckon they did with that? Just put it in the warehouse with the rest of the stolen signs?
Probably pissed on it backstage. They were like, fuck those people. And now they're listening to this and they're going, yeah, you know what? We're going to do that to the next sign, too. Sign me up my ass. Cannot believe that they just took that sign, though. It's such a nondescript, like, Smark out moment. Hey, you can't say Smark out moment here.
So fucking childish.
Oh, it so is. It's not like it's a Benoit sign or it's something that says, like, I believe in Hulk Hogan or something. You know? There's nothing racist or discriminatory or, profane about it. You click on the podcast, and then it's going to get profane. Fuckers.
Yep.
Which, by the way, New Jersey, they did some kind of a poll recently. New Jersey people curse more than anybody else. So, fuck yeah, goddammit. Shit.
I don't know about that. They didn't do a poll in my fucking village.
Oh, it's just America.
Well, I could see that. I have watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so. Shit.
Oh, man. Well, we had our second to last match of the night was the NXT Championship, Women's Championship, Fatal 4-Way, Asuka versus Peyton Royce versus Billie Kay versus Nikki Cross, which was predominantly fun because of Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They dominated this match.
No, don't fucking A. They looked really good as well. For some odd reason, though, Nikki Cross come across as attractive to me, and I don't know why.
I'm not big on her.
I don't know if it's... I don't know. I think it was her smile or her arms.
Why her arms?
I don't know. I just don't know. She was like... When she was like laid out on the table, I was like, damn, this chick is pretty hot.
That's how Sean likes them.
Yeah.
Smiles, arms, and laid out on a table.
And unconscious, yep.
And a little bit crazy, right?
I do have to say, though, Peyton Royce looks better in that purpley blue color, pinky color, than she does in the green.
I like her in pretty much anything.
Damn, son. See, where was this Tony last year?
Oh, well, she was up against, who was she up against last year? Somebody that I ended up having to vote for, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Everybody was down on Peyton Royce last year. I was like, why? She's hot.
And everybody said her, but I couldn't justify putting her over like Alexa Bliss.
Everybody said she had a big forehead. I'm like, no, she don't.
Let's see. Last year, Peyton Royce was against Kathy Kelly, and she beat her to get onto the second round where she lost to Renee Young. All right.
Yeah.
So
Peyton Royce is better.
Pretty sure I went with Peyton Royce over Kathy Kelly, even though Kathy Kelly is underrated. And then I went with Renee Young, because Renee Young's one of my favorites. And when you look at that, Renee Young lost to Alexa Bliss, so...
God, I've seen her without makeup.
Alexa Bliss is going to win this year. She better.
Yeah, because you fixed the fucking results. But overall, this match was pretty good. Overall, this match was pretty good. I liked the table spot. That was pretty good. At least they actually put him through a table. Sasha Banks, and Asuka won, which was a shame because I really wanted Peyton to win, considering my football team got knocked out of another cup today. So I was like, I want Peyton Royce to win this title. She didn't win the title, but at least she walked away with 2 awards. So hey,
pulling it Owen Hart, stealing one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a feeling Asuka is going to fight Nikki Cross in Orlando instead of Ember Moon, because I thought for the longest time they were going to build up Ember Moon, and they might be. I mean, they do have 2 more months that they can do this, but I don't know. The Nikki Cross thing felt like they took her out of the equation to specifically make sure that she didn't get pinned.
Is it Amber? Is it Amber or Ember?
Ember.
Ember.
Like fire.
Ah, right. Right on.
The old move that Charmander used to learn pretty early.
Yeah, Ember.
Level 6 or something.
So yeah, yeah, I did get that feeling that they were building up for Cross and Asuka, because the way she was smiling at Asuka at the end of the match kind of gave that vibe. But that Ember Moon bird, she needs to learn to talk better. She bored the living shit out of me on that fucking pre-show. Christ.
And you know what's weird is her appearance on Up, Up, Down, Down. She's so much calmer, and she's not trying as hard, and she's so much more magnetic. She was great on that.
Probably because Up, Up, Down, Down, they can edit, and it's not live, and it's not in front of thousands of people.
I think it's because she could be herself on Up, Up, Down, Down. When she's trying to be this Ember Moon character, and she's like, oh, I've got the intensity of whatever, and I don't know. I don't buy it. So I'd rather her just go out there and be like, she was adorable on Up, Up, Down, Down. If you want to be this Ember Moon character and it's not working out, just be, what is her real name?
I don't bloody know. But she came across to me like a mixture of Naomi and Nia Jax combined.
I kind of think of her not not as those two, but more like. No, actually, not as much like her. Like, she doesn't have like a. Damn, like I don't know, like she's not a character that stands out as a particular type of character, but she's just this sort of generic, weird baby face kind of.
You know when Peyton hit that Widow's Peak, right?
Yeah.
I knew it was the false count, false finish. Did you think it was the 3?
No.
I thought it was the 3. I started celebrating. I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh.
What got me more was that one pin with the tag match where he actually hits the 3, but Ciampa kicks out just in time for it. That one I was like, wait, no, he just hit 3, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna do one of those things where it's like the 3 count, but it doesn't really count, so let's drag it out. And then it was just like, oh no, they're just continuing the match. Okay.
Another thing that I don't get in this match, right? When both Cross and Asuka are knocked out cold, right? Why doesn't Billie just lay down in the middle of the ring just to get the 3 count?
Yeah, you know what? Because Billie Kay was helping Peyton Royce pin Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't do that thing where they normally do, where it's like, hey, wait, even though we're friends, I want to win. They didn't do that, which is kind of cool that they didn't. But if that was the case and she was fine with Peyton Royce winning, she should have just laid down. Even more, she should have just Peyton Royce puts her in an arm lock and Billie Kay goes, I submit.
Yep.
Then you can't break up a pinfall.
Think of all the heat. That would be class.
See, this is why people like us don't end up writing the show, because then you bring that up to like the writers meeting and they're like, because we don't want that to be the finish. And then you're like, yeah, well, can we book around that? And they're like, you're fired. You're like, sorry, I'm bringing logic into the mix,
Sorry, I've got common sense.
Yeah. And then you're like, I also don't like the idea of Roman Reigns winning the Universal Championship. And they're like, fuck you. It's like, we're going to see what happens with that tomorrow. Goddamn. But Asuka does retain. She gets the pinfall on Peyton Royce. So that, I would assume, would take Peyton Royce and Billie Kay out of the equation. Maybe they continue to feud with Aaliyah and Liv Morgan a little bit more on the side. And Asuka does the Nikki Cross thing. But we got a little bit of time to figure that out. I don't know.
They get called up to the main roster after WrestleMania, I reckon.
Who, Asuka or Royce and Kay?
Royce and Kay.
I could see them going up.
They're doing dark matches at the moment with the main roster, so.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think kind of interesting.
I think it was Royce who posted a picture on Instagram with the SmackDown locker room. So they're doing the dark matches with SmackDown.
Oh, SmackDown. All right, that kind of goes against what I was just going to say. I was going to say, if they bring back the Emelina character, since she's Australian, and they make it a 3-person stable, it could be kind of interesting. But if they're doing SmackDown, then, SmackDown seems like the place that you actually want to get the women to do shit. Raw is just like, is your name Charlotte? No? Well, then fuck off.
SmackDown is the place to be, to be honest.
For a lot of people, yeah. You got to imagine the people that are on Raw right now, like the Sami Zayns and all that.
And the Cesaros.
Like, can I please just move?
Christ. Yeah, Cesaro would have been a main contender on SmackDown, just saying.
He will be. He'll go over during that draft. I'm sure of it. Guaranteed he'll go over. Because they'll move over somebody like a Dean Ambrose, and then they'll be like, Cesaro, can you take his spot while we reap the benefits of what Ambrose has done on SmackDown? Guarantee it's going to happen. Probably switch the titles, too. Depending on who was the U.S. champ at the time. Well, I thought is still a champ.
I thought you were on about the Universal title, and I was like, God, shit, I don't want my fucking ugly title on my fucking show.
Nah, they got the red strap. They got to keep that.
Or they just do a whole 180 on the whole brand split and just have Roman Reigns win the Universal title and then have Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble and then versus AJ Styles for the title at WrestleMania for the unification.
I would be so pissed.
And then Roman Reigns wins both titles at WrestleMania for lols.
But then Tyler Bate beats him and they bring all the attention to the UK scene. They're like, we want to make sure that people watch this show. Damn it. Well, we do have a new champion when it comes to the NXT Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura, unsuccessful in defending his title against Bobby Roode. So happy about that. I like Nakamura, don't get me wrong, but Bobby Roode's the man.
Can you explain what the big thing is about Nakamura? I just don't get it.
I don't think he's in a position that he should be in. I think that he is a little bit overrated by some people, but I find him entertaining. And, I'm cool with him sticking around. And I'd like to see him feud with a couple other people along the line. Like him versus Seth Rollins could be a good match. Him versus, we've already seen Sami Zayn. Him against Ziggler could be great, I'm sure. He's got some good talent to him. I don't like his promo skills because he still struggles with English. And for some people, that's fine to just get somebody else to do the promos and stuff, but he doesn't have a manager, so that's sort of an off-putting thing.
That's easy. Just dig up Mr. Fuji in it.
What bugs me more, though, is his goddamn entrance. I can't watch it.
Oh, man, it hurts my eyes. Too much. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. It hurts my eyes. I think it was Toronto was the worst for me when it was the black and white lights. At least they changed it to the red this time, so it wasn't as bad, but I like the fact that both of us made fucking epileptic jokes.
Yeah, the Porygon episode. It is tough to watch it, though, because it's just like, you gotta turn down the contrast on your TV or something, or you gotta just like look away and just see it from the corner of your eye. I can't even imagine what he goes through standing in front of that light.
Oh, I feel sorry for Bobby Roode looking at it. Christ.
No, fuck that. If I was Roode, I'd be looking out into the crowd at that point. I'd just be like, no, I don't need to look at Nakamura.
Bobby Roode, Godfather 2.0, when he came up with all his hoes.
None of them knew what to do either. They all just stood there and smiled, and they were like, "This wrestling stuff is awkward."
The tall African American lady started singing the song.
Did she? I didn't notice that. That's great.
Yeah. Before they all panned to the left to walk around the ring, she started singing it. It was great.
Oh, she wins. She's probably an actual fan then. That's great.
Glorious. The fans
get that song stuck into your head, Not a big fan of it?
No, I love the song. I love Glorious. It's a fucking great song.
Oh, I thought that was an angry grunt. I was like, no, I don't get that stuck in my head. Fuck that song.
Glorious. I don't give a shit.
It's pretty much an unwritten rule at this point. Anytime that song's playing, Dace and I end up sending Snapchats to people that just have that. Normally, his are the actual Glorious bombs. I usually record the TV because I'm like, I don't feel like being on fucking camera right now. Of course, gotta text people like Dane and just be like, give him the belt. Like, the go-to Dane phrase, give him the belt. But I am so happy that he won. I really was rooting for him. I wanted him to win the championship either here or in Orlando. And if it would have happened in Orlando, I wouldn't have been disappointed either because it would have been a little bit dragging it out, but it would have been still down the line. And now just, go with it right now, early on, kick off the year with a new champion. You can still have them feud again. The match ended up in a way that Nakamura has more than enough of a reason to say he wants a rematch because generic rematch clause. And they can do that in Orlando if they have enough steam for that. And if they don't, knock it out on one of the NXT episodes,
Yep.
I can't imagine anybody else really being a strong enough contender. So I got a feeling he's not coming up until after WrestleMania. Nakamura, I mean. Now, that means he could show up tomorrow in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but then he would have to limp.
Right.
So
I think with the injury angle and the fact that they're probably going to go with a rematch in Orlando means he's not going to show up tomorrow. I'm gonna put that out there. That's another Tony Mango guarantee. Nakamura not in the Royal Rumble tomorrow.
Thank fuck.
I'd be okay with him showing up though.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to look at his entrance.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. What if they just like repeatedly do that throughout the whole time while they're doing the lights, and they make it just the most annoying thing in the fucking world?
What, you mean like Cesaro's?
I was just gonna say that instead of Nakamura's theme, they keep the flashing lights, but they play Sanity's theme. Oh God, be in hell. So, who do you think is going to be the next champions that we have here? Who could beat Authors of Pain? You said you probably going with the Revival, right?
Yep.
Or maybe somebody else down the line after that. You going with Ember Moon or Nikki Cross for beating Asuka?
I reckon Nikki Cross at this point. I don't reckon Ember Moon's going to be the first person to beat her. She got the personality.
And now I went with Roderick Strong as my next champion after Bobby Roode, but who do you got?
The perfect 10.
You don't want him on the main roster instead?
If it's the choice, allowing Ty Dillinger on the main roster on SmackDown or Ty Dillinger NXT champion, or actually no. If I have to pick between NXT Ty Dillinger champion or Ty Dillinger on Raw, I'd pick the championship. But if it was between NXT or SmackDown, then I'd take SmackDown. So there you go.
Well, I want to know what you guys think, all you listening right now. If you're on iTunes or Stitcher, go to the website or go to the YouTube channel and leave your comments below. If you're on the YouTube channel already, then go ahead and do that. It's a lot easier that way. And I want to make sure that you guys voice your opinions about all the different things we talked about here. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing the same thing with a post show for the Royal Rumble, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to get notifications of when these videos post, hit that little bell notification icon thing that's next to subscribe, which you should subscribe, obviously, already if you haven't already. And follow us on Facebook and Twitter and the website itself. Sean, anything you want to promote?
I'm good.
No upcoming streams you want to do a shout out to?
I'm in the middle of working out a few things at the moment. Yeah, with personal life, so gonna keep it chill at the moment.
Well,
yeah.
His Twitter is down below since it's hard to spell.
It's not hard. I'll change the Twitter handle. All right. I'll grab something easier for you dyslexic fucks who can't say Wednesday in February.
Or dyslexic, apparently.
That's what I said.
Go back and listen to it. All right, guys, that's going to do us in for the NXT TakeOver San Antonio post show. We hope you all enjoyed listening. Thank you for listening. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out.